Alright, so with Lanterns, the upcoming TV series from DC Studios that is releasing next year in 2026, and with the show that is now in production with cameras that have now begun rolling, especially with James Gunn, who is attached to this project. And right here, we have our very first look at Hal Jordan and John Stewart as the Green Lanterns that are going to be starring in this live-action TV show. And especially as for the question, where are we going with the show? What kind of storylines, plot points that are going to be approached with this live-action show, especially for what I'm going to break down here in this video is what kind of potential does this show have, especially as we have our first look at the show right here. And so that's only a breakdown for you guys in this video. And so if you're new, then be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos, because this is going to be very exciting. But now let's hop right into it. And now, first off, I want to mention that this is very exciting because with a Green Lantern project that is like now in production, it's now up and running, and now with this very first look photo that we have right here of our two Green Lanterns with John Stewart and Hal Jordan. And even though that we don't see them like in their suits, like it's just like two random guys walking here, because that's how people literally describe this first look photo when it was first released from the DC social media accounts and from James Gunn. But even for what I can break down here is that, especially on the left side, we can see Hal Jordan wearing his green ring, and that's how he turns into Green Lantern. Even though for who is gonna play these Green Lanterns, and that's with Chandler and Pierre, and even I want to touch on with Pierre playing John Stewart, because especially if you all have seen him in a Rebel Ridge, that really got his boost into this space, and that's what really got him on James Gunn's radar to want to play the character of Green Lantern John Stewart. And even though that he looks exactly like the character, and now especially with this show that we have our first look image from, it's now in production and cameras are now rolling. And even though I am very interested to see for what they adapt in this show, because and especially with the Green Lantern project that has been in development for a while now, and now that it's gotten the ball rolling, and this is like very exciting to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran have going with this Lanterns project. And I'm just very stoked to see for what they pull off, because especially with the details that have been revealed, that this is being described like a true detective story, and with the premise of the show is with these two Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan and John Stewart, they're going to be investigating like a murder on like a planet. So it's going to have those like grounded detective vibes. So it's going to be a grounded 8-episode show, and it's coming out in 2026. So that's something that is definitely very promising. They picked these two actors to play these awesome guys, and plus, especially if you take a look at the comics and the source material, they look exactly like the characters. And I think James Gunn did good at picking out these characters, these actors to play these roles. And I'm pretty sure from what storyline that they're going to adapt, I'm pretty sure it's going to be very intriguing to see for what's going to be pulled off in this show. Because, and even though that we didn't get our first look what they're going to be looking like in the suits or like in action, and even though, I mean guys, it's just going into production, it's now going into filming, so we have no idea of what the series, the rest of the show is going to be like. But from what I can tell for what they're going to be doing based on this first look image, it's going to be totally fantastic. On top of with the questions that I have, what kind of potential does this project have to be great, and I believe this will bring the Green Lantern character to justice, because especially after the disastrous Green Lantern movie with Ryan Reynolds from 2011, that was a big miss and totally misrepresented the character of who Green Lantern is. But now with this Lanterns, a live-action TV series that has more of like a grounded feel for how they are describing it from behind the scenes, what they're going to be approaching, and what kind of storyline they're going to be adapting from the lore and from the comics, and what makes every fan of Green Lantern happy. And now that this character is going to deserve what he has, because especially Green Lantern has so much lore and story from the comics, and for what they're going to be adapting here is that basically investigating and trying to solve a murder, kind of like a detective story, but said within the grounded side of the DC universe. So that's how James Gunn is really describing it. Plus, even with a Green Lantern project that has been in development for such a long time, even for James Gunn that took over DC, and now that we have our first look here, and for what they're going to be setting towards, I think it's going to be amazing. John Stewart has for what kind of potential that this character has to bring. It's going to be truly extraordinary. And even with the first time I ever took a look at this, I was like, oh man, they're really cooking up something here with this show, because even though it's slated to be released in 2026, that is the same year as Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. But I think James Gunn is going to put his mind to work and try to make this show great. And even for where I see this type of show heading, especially after it ends, especially with Hal Jordan and John Stewart, like they're going to be, I think, appearing in tons of projects after this show, because it's especially like these two actors are going to be adapting into their roles, because again, this is based on the comic lore of Green Lantern. Even though we have no idea what the suits are going to look like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be graded by the time the early design or for when the paparazzi set photos leak out, for when we do get our first look at set photos. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna come from James Gunn first, because especially with leaks and everything else from a TV show like this. But hey, it's now in production. I think we can all be excited for it. Yeah, this show is going to be amazing and unlike anything that we've ever seen, because especially, I mean, if you know the man, that he did Peacemaker, the Suicide Squad, the Guardians trilogy, and now adapting a great story, a detective lantern story with two lanterns. Now we're going to be solving a mystery. That's something that I'm really here for. You have potential to be such a great TV show, and I'm glad that they're keeping it like a grounded feel towards it. I'm very curious for how they're doing it, because, and like, even though with people that are going to be doubting this show, I don't have any doubts where this is going. This is going to serve justice to the character, and I think for what type of storyline they're going to be going at here is learning the character development between Hal Jordan and John Stewart, especially with John Stewart. I'm pretty sure he has a ton of character development in the material that they're totally going to adapt. I'm pretty sure within these 8 episodes, and just how much meaning and layer that there's going to be built into the show, I'm pretty sure it's going to be amazing. I don't know if this show is going to be different from anything that we've ever seen from James Gunn, but in the fact that this is like a TV show that's going to be built on more of like a grounded, true detective level scale from what we've usually seen of what the Penguin and what Peacemaker delivered, and I'm pretty sure that this Lanterns, a TV series project, especially from DC Studios, is going to be amazing as well. And like, you know, I think we're going to get more information on this TV show within like the next couple months, or whether we get those set photos or that first look of these two guys in their Green Lantern suits for how they transform it. And I'm pretty sure like James Gunn is probably going to be answering every question about it. And yeah, I mean, this show is filled with promise, and I'm pretty sure this show is going to deliver no matter what. So I'm excited to see where they go with this, and I'm excited for this upcoming show. And yeah, this looks great, and I can't wait to see for how the show will come out to be. And I'm pretty sure like fans are definitely going to love it, and so am I as well. But that's gonna do it for this video. Just let me know in the comments below, and what your thoughts on this first look image at the Lantern TV series with Hal Jordan and John Stewart, and what was your hype level for the show? Just let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn on notifications for future videos. Also follow all my social medias, all linked down below. And with that, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.